day 9 of my 6th annual SLAP challenge. SLAP, S-L-A-P, stands for squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. We are doing 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups a day, every single day except Sundays for 40 days. And this is day 9. There is a playlist for this challenge so that it is super easy to follow along. I will link the playlist up here in the iCard. I will also link it down below the video in the description box, and it will be linked at the very end of the video as well, so you can't miss it. If you want to start the challenge at day 1, then just make sure you start it on a Wednesday. That's the way this challenge works. As long as you start day 1 on any random Wednesday, all you have to do is just follow along with the playlist. It is super easy to follow along. You don't have to start the challenge on day 1, but even if you want to jump into the challenge on day 9, that's fine. I do still recommend watching that day 1 video just so that you know what the challenge is, how it works, how to participate, why we're doing it. Also, in that day 1 video, I went into a lot of detail demonstrating and explaining the correct form for squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups, and I provided tons of beginner modifications. So like I said, this is my 6th year in a row doing the challenge, and this year I decided that I wanted to really make a concerted effort to ensure that the challenge this year is accessible for ultra, super duper day 1 beginners. So if you are a beginner, you're in the right place. Stick around. I will be demonstrating and explaining all of the exercises we're doing today. I will be providing beginner modifications. Then we'll do a quick warm up and get our reps done together. If you are not a beginner, then what we're doing today might not be challenging enough for you. So if you want a more advanced, more intense workout, I'm going to recommend that you check out the day 9 workout from last year's challenge. Last year was the exact same challenge. We were doing at least 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups a day, every day except Sundays, for 40 days. But last year, the workouts were much more advanced. They were generally longer, we were doing more reps, we were adding weight, we were incorporating cardio into the workouts. So if that sounds like something you want to do for your workout today, then click on the link in the iCard. I will link that video up here. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I will link it on the end screen as well. And then while you're there, save that playlist from last year's challenge. Save this year's playlist as well, because these workouts that we're doing this year are much shorter, much kind of simpler, and they're definitely less intense, but they are a good option to have if you don't have a lot of time. So if you're more advanced, please just save both playlists, and you can kind of bounce back and forth between the two playlists. As long as you're getting your reps done every day, it doesn't matter how you get them done. So the challenge is really easily customizable. You can choose any of these workouts that you want on any given day. And you don't even have to incorporate your reps into a structured workout if you don't want to. The only requirement to participate in this challenge is just that you do 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups a day, every day for 40 days. And even doing it for the full 40 days, I know, is a lot. Ideally, you want to do all 40 days. That's the whole concept of the challenge. But I would rather have you do 20 days or 30 days or 10 days or 1 day than no days. Make the commitment to do as many days as you can, and remember that the challenge is so easily customizable that you don't even have to do a structured workout. As long as you're getting your 160 reps done, it doesn't matter what variation of each exercise you're doing. It doesn't matter how or when you get them done. So you can just get up in the morning and do 10 squats, 10 lunges, 10 abs, any ab exercise you want, and 10 push-ups. Any variation of those 4 exercises you want. And then you can just repeat that 3 more times throughout the day. So do it again after lunch, do it again when you get home, and then finish up with your final 10 reps of everything before bed. If you're signing on to do this challenge with me, if you're the one doing it, then it's your challenge. So you do it your way. I am going to be sharing a new workout with you every day. I prefer to incorporate my daily reps into a structured workout, and I like to do something different every day so that the challenge doesn't become stale or boring for me. but you do what works for you. So if on any given day you don't like the workout I'm doing, or you can't do the variations of these exercises that I'm showing you, then just do something else. Choose any other workout from either playlist, make up your own workout, or just do reps randomly throughout the day on your own time. It's fine. Look, as long as you're doing something, it's better than nothing, okay? So do your best to get your 160 reps done one way or another for as many of these 40 days as you can. And if you missed the first week of the challenge, start today. If you want to go back and start on day one, start on any random Wednesday. But I'm really grateful that there are still people joining the challenge. It's never too late to join the challenge. It's never too late to start. And remember, it's always better to do something than nothing. So if you can only manage to do 20 reps of everything every day instead of 40, then do 20. If you can only manage to do 15 days out of the challenge, then do 15 days. 15 days is better than nothing. 20 reps is better than nothing. All right, enough chit chat. Let's go ahead and get into it. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video. So if you would prefer to skip straight ahead to the workout, go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So today we're just going to be doing a little combo. And so all of the exercises are going to flow together. After each set of the combo, we will have completed a total of 8 squats, 8 lunges, 8 reps of abs, and 8 push-ups. So we're going to have to do our little combo 5 times. 8 times 5 is 40. So it's one little combo. We're gonna run through it 5 times. That's our 160 reps, okay? No equipment required. You will need something soft beneath you. Maybe not need something soft beneath you, but you will be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, maybe you won't need anything. But if you're on a wood floor like I am, or like linoleum or on concrete, like when I'm able to work out on my back patio, an exercise mat or a yoga mat is a good idea. If you don't have a mat, then a towel should suffice, or maybe a blanket. But just keep in mind that we are going to be down on the mat for our ab exercise, so you're going to be much more comfortable if you have something soft beneath you. So the first thing we're going to do is lunges. I'm doing static lunge jumps. If you can't jump because you have bad knees or cranky downstairs neighbors, you can eliminate the jump and just do static lunges. That's absolutely fine. So for your lunges, you're gonna start standing in kind of a neutral position, and it's a cute puppy. I'm so easily distracted by puppies. Hi, baby. Oh my God, so pretty. It's a Doberman. I love Dobermans. Oh my God, it's like so sleek. Anyway, lunges, okay. Feet are about hip width apart, okay? You don't want to start with your feet wider than your shoulders, and you also don't want to start with them close or together. So about hip width apart, and then from here you're just going to step 1 foot back. So take a step back behind you, and now you're going to bend both knees. And I like to tap this back knee to the ground. If you're not able to tap the ground with your back knee, that's fine. You don't have to. If you do want to tap the floor or the ground with your knee, just make sure that you're controlling the movement so that you don't bang your knee into the floor. And then the other thing is that you want to do your best to make sure you have more or less a 90-degree angle in this front knee. So I want this front knee to be more over the heel of my front foot as opposed to being out over my toes like this. All right? And then from here, you're just going, if you can't jump, you're just gonna straighten the legs, okay? So if you can't jump, then your lunge component is going to look like this. You're going to step back, bend both knees, work to your own level. So if you are not able to tap the floor with that back knee, you can just come here, okay? If this is your lunge, this is your lunge. Do not push your body into doing something it's not ready to do. It's not a requirement for your knee to touch the floor. You might not have that much of a range of motion. So if your range of motion is here, then just come here. And then once you have sunk as deep into the lunge as you're going to, just press the ground away to straighten your legs and stand. We're just doing sets of 4, okay? So it will look like this. This will be the first part of your combo. Step the foot back, lunge, and straighten. That's 1 2, 3, and 4. That's it. Those are static lunges. I'm going to be adding a jump. So let me show you on the other leg so I even myself out a little bit. I'm already uneven on the day. So I'm going to step back with the other foot, bend both knees, and now I'm going to jump. Okay? Same exercise, but instead of just standing, I'm adding a little jump. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so with or without the jump, and remember that if you need to hold on to something for support, you can have a chair or a bar stool or anything like that next to you. Let me show you what that looks like. If you do need to use a chair or some other sort of elevated surface for support, please just make sure that your chair or whatever else you're using is strong enough to support your body weight. Make sure that it is sturdy, meaning that it's not going to collapse or break when you put weight on it. You want a good quality chair that's well made and in good condition. Don't use a folding chair that might fold up when you put weight on it. And you want to make sure your chair is stable, meaning that it can't slide from underneath you. So for example, if you're working out on a wood floor like this, I would prefer that instead of putting your chair right on the wood like mine is right now, where it can't slide very easily, I would prefer that you place your chair on top of your mat. Okay, so just so that the mat will help to keep it stable so that it stays put and it can't slide from underneath you when you put your weight on it. But just to demonstrate, I'm gonna have my chair on the wood floor. So just be careful, okay? Be smart, use your common sense, and be safe. I don't want anyone falling and getting hurt. So I'm going to just hold on to my chair with one hand for support, and I'm gonna start standing so that my arm is kind of a little tiny bit behind me, so that when I step back into my lunge position, my hand is in the right place to support me, okay? If I start standing right next to the chair, then when I step back into my lunge position, my arm is out in front. I wanna be in my lunge position with right next to the chair so that my hand is right here on the chair for support. And then again, you can shorten up your range of motion if you're a beginner. So if you're not able to step back really far into your lunge, then you can just step back this far. And if you're not able to sink really deep into the lunge, then you can just come down this deep, okay? Just do your best and make the decision that's best for you. You need to be working to your own level. But this can be your lunge variation, okay? If you're a super duper beginner, just step one foot back, bend both knees, use the chair for support to help you up. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the chair is here to assist you if you need it. Use it as much as you need to steady yourself, as much as you need to kind of leverage your weight a little bit. If you need to use your upper body a little bit by pressing into the chair to help yourself up, that's fine. Use it as much as you need, but challenge yourself to use it as little as possible, because the goal ultimately is to build up enough strength that you can do the lunges without a chair, in which case your legs are doing 100% of the work. That's what you're working towards. So for right now, if you're a beginner and you need your upper body to help you just a bit, or you need to steady yourself, great. Grab a strong, sturdy, stable chair, place it on an exercise mat so it doesn't slide from underneath you, and use it as much as you need to. So that's our lunge component. The next part of our little combo is squats. I'm going to be doing squats with an oblique knee twist. I'm going to be alternating sides with each rep. So let me show you real quickly what it's going to look like, and then we'll break it down. We'll go over the proper form for your squat, and I'll provide some beginner modifications. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with my hands clasped behind my head like this. I'm going to do my squat, and then as I come up, I'm going to shift my weight into one foot. I'm going to lift the opposite knee, and as I do that, I'm going to twist my body thoracically and bring the opposite elbow towards that knee. That's one rep. We're alternating sides with each rep. So with my next rep, I'm going to squat, shift my weight to the other leg, lift the opposite leg, bend the knee, twist my body, bringing elbow to knee. All right, so squat, lift the knee, and twist, bringing elbow to knee. Other side, squat, oblique knee crunch. That's my squat variation. So first, let's start real quickly by going over your proper form for the squat. The first thing you want to think of is your posture. So you're going to tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Shoulders are back and down. You're going to keep your chest lifted nice and high. Make sure that you keep your chest lifted for the entire exercise, and make sure that your abs are nice and strong and tight and engaged for the entire exercise, like someone's about to punch you in the stomach and you're bracing for impact. Then you're going to imagine that you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. This is an important step. You need to kind of hinge at the hips before you sink down into your squat, because if you think of your squat as just going straight down, then what tends to happen is my knees end up out over my toes. It's really easy to kind of mess up your knees that way. We don't want that. So instead of thinking about your squat as going straight down, you want to first think about hinging at the hips. And so I think it really helps to really try to touch the wall behind you with your booty, so that this way you can see that my weight is now over my heels. My knees are more over my heels. They're not out over my toes, and I can actually pick up my toes. From this position, you can go ahead and sink down into your squat. All right, if you are able to get your thighs parallel to the ground, that's great. That's what we're going for. If you want to go lower and you're able to get your booty all the way down below your knees without pushing yourself into doing something that your body isn't ready for, great, do it. But if you are not yet able to at least get your thighs parallel to the ground, that's fine. Work to your own level. So if you need to be here, then be here. All right, but your ultimate goal is to try to get your thighs at least parallel to the ground with your squat. And then once you have sunk as deep into the squat as you're going to, you're again going to press the ground away with your heels. So really actively press your heels into the ground. Really imagine trying to push the ground away from you. That's just going to help activate all of the muscles in your feet, your legs, your glutes, and your core, and really just maximize the effectiveness of the exercise, okay? And that's just a basic air squat. So let's put it all together. Shoulders are back and down. Chest is lifted high. Abs are tight. Push the booty back. And now with a flat back and with the weight in your heels, sink down into your squat. Then press the ground away to stand. So if you're a beginner and you don't trust yourself to balance on one leg in order to do the oblique twist, just stick with air squats. That's absolutely fine. So again, if you need a chair to assist you for the squats, there's a couple different ways to do it. You could have the chair in front of you like this. Just place your hands lightly on the chair, roll the shoulders back and down, chest is lifted high, push the booty back, keep your back flat, keep the weight in your heels and sink down into that squat. And then to come up, if you don't quite have the strength yet in your quads or the core strength to return to your standing position without leveraging your weight a little bit, you can use your upper body to help you just a little bit by grabbing onto your chair and leaning into the chair with your upper body just a little bit, okay? Again, use it as much as you need, but as little as you can. But that's one option if you're a super duper beginner and you can't do an unassisted air squat yet. Another option, if even that is too much for you, is to use the chair this way. Again, please make sure that your chair is not able to slide like this. You want to put your chair on a yoga mat or an exercise mat so it stays put. But you can always stand in front of the chair and do your squats this way, basically just squatting into the chair. All right, that's a great beginner modification. Just make sure that it's still a squat. Make sure that it's not just like falling into a chair. That's not an exercise, okay? You want to actually strengthen your legs and your core so that eventually you can do an unassisted squat. So you need to really work the movement. You need to make sure that the movement is under control. So roll your shoulders back and down, chest is lifted high, tighten up your abs, push the booty back, keep your back flat, keep the weight in your heels, and then control the movement as you sit back into your chair. Then of course, once your booty hits the chair, you can sit into the chair. You don't have to do it that slowly, But that's just to show you how much you want the movement to be really under control. You're not just letting gravity just like plop your booty into the chair. All right, and then again from here, press your heels into the ground, activate all the muscles in your feet, your legs, your glutes, your core. Press the ground away from you and stand. And if you need a second chair in front of you to use it the way we used this one in the previous one, that you're holding on to steady yourself or to leverage your weight a little bit and help you up, that's fine. Do what you gotta do. But for sure, if you're at this level, I do not want you thinking about adding that oblique knee twist or adding anything to the squat. If you're here, then I really want you to just focus on this. I want you to focus on being able to do this exercise so that eventually you can do it without the chair. Once you're able to do an unassisted air squat, then you can think about adding on additional components like a leg lift or a kick or that oblique crunch that we're doing today. If the oblique crunch is too difficult for you, but you want to add something, that's fine. You can try something like just a little leg lift. So you can do your squat and then maybe just lift one leg to the side. Similar principle, but it's a little less complicated and it's a little bit easier to balance because you're not twisting. If you want to add the twist component, then maybe you could add like a little cross-body punch or something like that, so that you're not balancing on one leg, but maybe you could just do your squat and then punch, alternating sides with each rep, okay? That could be something where you're getting that little bit of a twist, working your obliques a little bit without lifting one leg. There's a million different ways to modify this. So just do whatever works for you. I can't go through like every single modification imaginable, but I am here to help. So if you're stuck for ideas and none of the modifications that I have demonstrated so far are going to work for you, please just ask for help and I will be more than happy to help. But that is the squat variation that I'm doing today. So again, put all together, it's going to look like this. We're doing sets of 4. So hands clasped behind the head. I'm gonna squat, lift the knee, and twist. That's 3 and 4. So I'm twisting my body thoracically, feeling those obliques, bringing opposite elbow to knee. All right, so that is my squat variation. Next is push-ups. So in order to make sure that you are doing your push-ups with the correct form, I want you to start by placing your hands directly underneath your shoulders and then stepping back with your feet so that you're in a nice high plank position. And I want you to make sure here in this position that you're not sinking into your shoulders like this. You want to press the ground away from you so that your shoulders are away from your ears. And you also want to make sure that your head is in line with your spine and that you're not letting your head drop down towards the mat like this. All right, so press the mat away and lift your head. You don't have to overcorrect by hyperextending your neck. Just have your head in line with your spine in a nice neutral position, as though if you're standing up against a wall, you want the back of your head pressed into the wall, okay? Straight up and down. The other thing is that you want to make sure you're not allowing your hips or your belly to kind of droop down towards the mat. It's very common that people will do that if they lack core strength. So it's something to be aware of. I always recommend recording yourself doing a few reps of push-ups so that you can see yourself, because a lot of times people are making these mistakes without realizing it, and it really helps to be able to see what you look like while you're doing the push-up. But the main thing is that you want to make sure your back stays flat. So what I'm talking about is this, letting your hips or your belly kind of droop down towards the mat. Instead, what you want to do is tighten up your abs and use your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them nice and high. If your hips are slightly elevated like this, that's not terrible because your back is flat in that position. So doing push-ups with your hips slightly elevated is not going to hurt your back, and it will actually make the push-ups a little bit easier. So don't be too concerned about that. But ideally, you want your body to be in one straight line from your heels to your shoulders. So if your hips are slightly elevated, not the end of the world. What you really want to avoid is the opposite of that. So this is not the worst. this is something that needs to be corrected for sure. And this is ideal. This is what you're going for, okay? So shoulders are away from the ears. We're pressing them out away. Head is in line with the spine. It's not dropping down like this. And hips are lifted nice and high. Abs are super strong and tight and engaged. So from this position, all you're going to do is bend your elbows and lower your chest as close to the mat as you can. If you cannot get your chest all the way down to the mat, so what? That's fine. That's not a requirement. That is the goal. That's what you're going for. But the problem is that a lot of people, you're trying to get all the way down. So if you lack the upper body strength and the core strength to get your chest all the way to the mat, the temptation is always to do this and lower your hips or your belly down to the mat, or to lower your forehead down to the mat, okay? Those are the things we're trying to avoid. So that's why I say once you found that perfect plank position and you found your body in one nice straight line from your heels to your shoulders, don't ever break that straight line. So if you can only get halfway down with your push-up, that's fine. Just shorten up your range of motion. So if you can only come down this far without arching your back and lowering your hips or your belly down to the mat, or without compensating for the fact that your chest isn't all the way down by lowering your forehead down to the mat, then that's your push-up. If this is how far down you can get, then as soon as you've gotten your chest as close to the mat as you can, you're just going to press the ground away and push yourself back up to that nice, beautiful high plank with your body in one straight line from your heels to your shoulders. So work to your own level, okay? Shortening up your range of motion is absolutely fine. And doing knee push-ups is obviously also absolutely fine. So if you want to do the push-ups from your knees, it's the exact same exercise. Literally the only difference is that your knees are on the mat. Okay, so you're up here in your nice high plank position. Your body's in one straight line from your heels to your shoulders. If you're doing knee push-ups, then your knees go down onto the mat, but everything else stays the same. Now my straight line is from my knees to my shoulders. But still, I'm pressing the ground away from me so that my shoulders are away from my ears. I'm not sinking into my shoulders like this. My shoulders are away from my ears. I'm not letting my head drop down to the mat. I'm keeping my head in line with my spine, and I'm going to make sure my head stays still. It's not going to be bobbing up and down. My abs are strong and tight and engaged, and I am using my ab muscles to lift my hips up high. I'm not going to let them droop down like this. They're up here and they're going to stay up here. And now I'm going to bend my elbows, lowering my chest down towards the mat as close as I can get it without breaking that one straight line from my knees to my shoulders. And then I'm pressing the mat away to return to my starting position. Again, in this position, if you can't get your chest all the way to the mat, that's fine. Don't compensate by lowering your hips or your belly to the mat. Don't compensate by lowering your forehead down to the mat. Just shorten up your range of motion. So if you can only come down this far without breaking that straight line from your knees to your shoulders, then this is your push-up. Press the mat away and return to your starting position. If you have the strength to do knee push-ups but you avoid them because you have bad knees, consider just giving your knees a little bit more protection. So one thing you really can do if you have an exercise mat or yoga mat is just fold it over a couple of times so that as you do your push-up, you just have a little bit more, you just have a little bit more protection for your knees. Okay, so my knees feel this a lot less than just the single layer of yoga mat that was under them before. Another thing you could do is to use like a throw pillow, or if you have cushions, like I have these little cushions on my dining room chairs. So if you have maybe something like this, that might take enough stress off of your knees that you're able to do the knee push-ups. Because if you have enough upper body strength to do the push-ups, but you're avoiding them because of your knees, then it would be a shame to not be able to do your push-ups just because of that. So just put down like a throw pillow or some kind of cushion, and you can do your push-ups this way, because we are only doing sets of 4, but we are doing 40 reps all day. So I understand it might be a little bit too much stress on your knees. Hopefully that helps, and that's something that you've got around the house already anyway. And remember also that you can always do your push-ups off of your kitchen counter or the arm of your couch, or you can do wall push-ups. We went over those earlier in the week. I'm not going to go through a whole wall push-up tutorial now, but if you need to see that, please just ask and I will be more than happy to show that to you. But wall push-ups are a great place to start. Kitchen counter is a great place to start for beginners who can't get down onto the mat or who have bad knees. I think those are great options. So those are the basic principles that you want to keep in mind to ensure that you are doing your push-ups with the correct form that's going to apply to any push-up variation you choose. The push-up variation that I am doing today is a very simple variation. I'm just doing one leg push-ups. So I'm going to just be doing my push-up with one leg up in the air, okay? Super simple variation. I was gonna say super easy. It's not easy necessarily, but it's simple. We're just lifting one leg at a time. So I'm going to start here in my plank position. I'm going to lift one foot just a few inches off the ground and do my push-up with only one foot on the ground. Then I'll switch legs with each rep. So now both feet on the floor, pick up the other foot, push up. That's 2. We're doing sets of 4, alternating which leg is elevated with each rep. So that's 3 and 4. If you are doing your push-ups from your knees, you can still try that variation. So you can just come to your plank position, knees down, and now just lift one leg and extend the leg out behind you and do your push-up with just one knee on the mat. And you can alternate sides with each rep if you want. That's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so if you're pretty good at knee push-ups, and you feel like you're ready to try something just a little bit more challenging, you can try one knee push-ups. But whether you're doing the push-ups from your knees or from your toes, that is my push-up variation. I'm doing one leg push-ups, alternating sides with each rep. And of course, remember that you can do any push-up variation you want. So finally, our ab component, I'm going to be doing leg raises. So I'm going to come down onto my mat, on my back. I'm going to extend my legs straight, and I'm going to take my hands and place them underneath my booty. I just find this by far the most comfortable way to do this exercise. So I'm going to have my hands right underneath my booty, and then all I'm going to do is lift and lower my legs. Okay, so I'm keeping my legs more or less straight. But that's it, that's the exercise. So I'm lifting the legs together at the same time with control, and then I'm lowering the legs with control. You don't have to go this slow. I'm just showing you that you want the movement to be under control, so you're not just letting your legs drop, okay? You're controlling the movement on the way up, controlling the movement on the way down. If it is too difficult to keep your legs straight the whole time, you can just crunch the knees in. Okay, so instead of having your legs up like this, you can just have your knees bent. So in that case, you're just going to straighten the legs and then crunch them in, crunch the knees in, straighten the legs. Crunch the knees in, straighten the legs. That's another possibility. The leg lifts can be a little bit challenging. So again, it doesn't have to be leg lifts. Remember, any ab exercise will work. The only important thing is that you're getting 40 reps of some kind of ab exercise done. So sit-ups are fine. Any kind of crunch variation is fine. Literally any ab exercise you want to do is fine, but I am going to be doing those leg lifts. Remember also that if you need a standing ab exercise that you can hold on to your chair for support, your strong, sturdy chair placed on an exercise mat so that it can't slide from underneath you. So you can just stand next to your chair, hold on to the chair for support, and then extend this leg out to the side, the leg that's farthest from the chair. Just extend that leg out to the side, place your foot on the floor, and then bend the elbow of your free hand, placing your hand behind your head. Then you're just gonna lift that outside knee, bend the knee, and you're going to crunch, bringing your elbow down to meet your knee, okay? Really crunching and feeling those obliques. If you cannot touch your elbow to your knee, then just get as close as you can. So maybe you're here, work to your own level, don't push it, okay? Don't push your body into doing something that it's not ready to do, but you wanna just really feel that crunch in your obliques. So it's the same standing ab exercise I've been showing you every single day of the challenge so far. It's just always kind of like my go-to if you really just can't get down on the mat and you need a standing ab exercise. But keep in mind too that if you're able, you can do something like this. This really would be the most similar to the leg raises that I'm doing today. So if you need a chair for support because you can't get down on the mat, you might be able to do something like this, which is basically just these kind of knee hugs on your chair. So you can sit in your chair, make sure you scoot your booty towards the front of the chair. So don't be all the way back here. Scoot your booty towards the front of the chair, and then you're going to grasp the sides of the chair, extend your legs straight, and then you can just bend your knees and crunch the knees in towards the chest, and then extend, all right? So crunch, and then extend the legs. So that is another option for an ab variation if you can't get down on the mat and you need a chair to assist you. So that's it, that's all 4 exercises. Now here's how it all fits together. We are going to be starting towards one end of the mat. Remember I told you we're combining all of these exercises into a little combo. So by the time we complete one set of this combo, we will have completed 8 reps of everything. So this is how it works. Start towards one end of your mat, and you are going to step back. Now, this is how I like to do it so that I remember which leg I'm on, and I make sure that I end up even on each side. So as I'm standing towards this edge of the mat, I'm going to take the leg that's closer to the center of the mat, and that's the leg I'm going to step back with for my lunge. So that every time I do my lunges, the leg that's forward is the leg that's closest to the side of the mat that I'm on, okay? Got it? All right. So I'm going to step back, and then I'm going to do my 4 static lunge jump ups, okay? 4 reps. Then I'm going to step this foot forward. Next is squats. So I'm going to do 4 squats. I'm doing my squat with an oblique knee twist. 4 reps, alternating sides with each rep. Then push-ups. I'm going to come down onto my mat, and I'm going to do 4 push-ups. So remember, I'm doing these 1 leg push-ups, alternating sides with alternating legs with each rep. 4 reps. Then I'm going to come all the way down onto my mat on my back. So I'm going to roll over. Now I'm in the middle of my mat, on my back. I'm gonna place my hands under my booty, and I'm gonna do 8 reps of leg raises. All right, so I'm gonna lift the legs up and lower. I'm doing that 8 times, all right? So that's the only exercise that we're doing 8 reps of at once. From there, I'm going to continue in this direction. So now I'm going to roll over this way. So now I'm on the other end of my mat. From here, I'm going to do 4 more push-ups. Then I'm going to stand, step the feet in and stand. I'm going to do 4 squats, and then I'm going to finish up with 4 lunges. And this time, since I'm on the other end of my mat, I'm going to take the opposite leg. So now this foot is towards the center of the mat. I'm going to step back with this foot so that, again, always my outside leg is in front. Whatever leg is closest to this end of the mat that we're working on is in front. And then I'm going to do 4 more lunges, and that's 1 set. And then from here, I'm just going to work my way across the mat again. So I'm going to, in essence, be doing 8 lunges because I just did 4 of these static lunge jumps to end round 1, but then I need to do another 4 to begin round 2. So now round 2 is another 4 static lunges or static lunge jumps, then step the foot forward and do another 4 squats, okay? Then 4 more push-ups. Then we're going to roll over. So now we're in the middle of the mat. Come down and do your abs. Then continuing in this direction. So 8 reps of abs. Roll over again. And then another 4 push-ups. Step the feet in and stand. Then 4 more squats. And then finishing up with 4 more lunges. So again, the leg that's in front is the outside leg, the leg that's closest to this side of the mat. You're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the end of round 2. And then you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the beginning of round 3. Then you'll do your 4 squats, 4 push-ups, 8 reps of abs, roll over, another 4 push-ups, stand, another 4 squats, another 4 lunges, and then immediately 4 more. When I do a workout that uses this type of format, I like to work across my mat like this. But if you're doing knee push-ups, it might be better to have your mat this way. And then just remember that whatever foot is farthest from the mat, that's the foot that's forward on your lunges. So if you are doing knee push-ups, your combo might look something more like this. So you're going to do your 4 lunges with or without the jump. Then you're going to step the foot forward and do 4 squats, any squat variation you want. Then you can come down onto your mat for your push-ups. Do your knee push-ups, okay? Any push-up variation you want from your knees. Then just flip over and do your ab exercise this way, okay? Any ab exercise you want. Then flip over again. So we're just going backwards. It's like a mirror image, okay? You start with lunges, squats, push-up, abs, and then you finish in reverse order. Abs, push-ups, squats, lunges, all right? So after your abs, you would roll over, do another 4 push-ups, okay? Then stand and come to the other side of your mat, just really so you can remember which leg you're on. I think it's helpful. 4 squats and then 4 more lunges. So now this foot is farthest from the mat, that foot's going to be forward. So lunge, 2, 3, and 4. So that would be round 1. And then you would start round 2 here with your lunges, squats, then push-ups, abs, push-ups, squats, lunges. Make sense? If you are an ultra beginner and you are using a chair, then your combo will look something like this. So start with your chair towards one side of the mat, really just so you can remember which side you're working. And then you're gonna wanna remember stand just slightly towards the front of your chair, not necessarily all the way in front of it, but towards the front, so that when you step that foot back, your hand is right where you need it for support. So step that foot back, and then you're gonna do your 4 lunges. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now for your 4 squats. So you can either turn and face your chair like this, if you're using the chair this way to help you with your squats, and do 4 reps of squats that way, or if you need to sit down into the chair, you can turn your chair around and do your 4 squats this way. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So next is push-ups. Now, if you are able to, you can always do knee push-ups using the chair to help you. Having your hands on the chair is going to, having your hands elevated is going to make the knee push-ups a little bit easier. So if you are able to do knee push-ups, the closer your knees are to the chair, the easier the push-up. So you can be as close to the chair as you need to, and just do your push-ups on the chair like this. 3, 4. If that's no good for your knees, then just do wall push-ups or countertop push-ups. So you do your 4 lunges, then turn the chair around if you need to, do your 4 squats, then maybe come over to the wall and do your 4 push-ups, okay, or your kitchen counter. Then you can either do your crunches in the chair. Just remember that whether you're doing chair crunches or standing abs, that you have to do 8 reps of abs. So if you're doing chair crunches, you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you're doing standing abs, then here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna turn the chair around again, and you're going to do 4 reps of your standing ab exercise. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then put the chair to the opposite end of the mat. Now we're going to do all of the same exercises, working the opposite side. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now next would be push-ups. So you can go to the wall and do your wall push-ups, or you can turn the chair around, get a cushion or something for your knees, and do knee push-ups with your hands elevated on the chair, whatever works for you. Then it's going to be back to squats. So if you're squatting into the chair, you're going to do another 1, 2, 3, 4 squats. Or you can turn the chair around and do your squats this way, 4 reps, whatever works for you. And then finally you'll finish up with your 4 lunges on this side. Okay, so holding onto the chair for support, you're going to step 1 foot back. So always you're stepping back with the foot that's farthest from the chair. The leg that's in front is the foot that's close to the chair. And then you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 1 set of the combo. Now you only have to do the combo a total of 5 times throughout the course of the entire day. So if you're strong enough to string together 5 sets of the combo without stopping, great. But you can always rest for a minute or 2 in between sets. And then as soon as you're ready, you'll start your next set with your chair right here. All right, so you'll start by stepping back and doing your 4 lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you'll turn your chair around for your squats. And you'll squat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can go to the wall or the countertop and do your push-ups, or you can do push-ups from your chair. As soon as your 4 reps of push-ups are complete, you can turn your chair around. Abs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then get your abs on the other side. From here, you're just going backwards, okay? So now abs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you'll do 4 more push-ups, either off your kitchen counter, or off of the wall, or off of the chair with your hands elevated on the chair and your knees on the mat. And then you'll finish up with your final 4 squats. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then last but not least, your 4 static lunges. So turn the chair around again. The foot that's closest to the chair is forward, the outside foot steps back, and you're gonna lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 2 full rounds. So you can see how easy it is to customize this challenge there are always modifications of these 4 exercises that you can do. So that is a complete, ultra, super duper beginner workout that even I think the most beginnerest of all beginners that ever beginned at anything can do. Of course, as always, if you need any further help with beginner modifications, I am right here to help, so please just ask. Hopefully the format is clear. Please remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you, so watch me do it. Read the instructions, but then of course, if anything is unclear with the format and how everything fits together, if you have questions about the exercises that we are doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises correctly, or if you need any further help with beginner modifications, I am right here to help, so please just ask. But it's really important that you do understand the movement. You understand what it is that you're asking your body to do, okay? You have to make sure that you know how to do the exercises with the correct form before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. It is also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me, and especially so for this challenge this year. I am always here to help facilitate that, so please just don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you need help. Also, please remember, especially if you are going to be working out along with the video, to go at your own pace and mind your form. Do not sacrifice your form for speed. You may be slower than I am, that's fine. If you fall behind and you want to pause the video, pause the video. If you need to take a little rest break in between sets, pause the video. Rest for as long as you need. Just challenge yourself to keep the rest breaks as short as you can. And then when you're ready, just press play. Just make sure that if you do need to pause and rest, that you are not resuming the workout until you feel that you have enough strength and enough stamina to continue with good form. All right, if you're having to sacrifice your form to keep up, pause the video and rest for as long as you need to. If you are faster than I am, great. Be faster than I am, just to make sure that you're not sacrificing your form for speed. If you find that you're racing through the exercises just because you're trying to go fast for the sake of going fast, or because you want to beat me, your form might start to get sloppy, and you just need to be mindful of that, because that's when injuries happen, and I don't want anyone getting injured. Another thing that's really important and that will go a long way towards helping to reduce your risk of injury is making sure that you're taking time to stretch after the workouts. If you have about 15-20 minutes that you can carve out right after the workout, that's the best time to get your stretching done, because your muscles are already warm, they're nice and pliable. That's going to be the most effective and the most efficient time to do your stretching. You do not want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles. So if you do your stretching routine immediately after the workout, your muscles are nice and warm. If you don't have time to stretch right after the workout, that's fine, as long as you get it done at some point during the day. Just keep in mind that if you put off your stretching until later in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again. So you'll just need to take a few more minutes to warm them up before you start stretching. But stretching is really important. First of all, if you're experiencing any muscle soreness from these workouts, just taking 15-20 minutes or 30 minutes if you can to stretch every day is really going to help alleviate some of that muscle soreness. It's also going to help prevent or reduce, I should say, it's going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward. Obviously, injuries can always happen, but you want to stack the deck in your favor. So if you're training your muscles every day to be generally more flexible and more pliable, and you're improving your mobility, then injuries are less likely to happen. Your muscles are going to be generally more pliable and more resistant to things like pulls or strains. And you're just going to increase your flexibility and mobility, which is important in its own right. And it really improves your quality of life in the immediate and also like in your future, okay? The more mobile you can stay throughout the course of your life, the easier aging is going to be for you. So I think that flexibility and mobility are often overlooked and maybe a little undervalued as an aspect of your overall fitness level. And I think they're really important. So please make sure that you're doing your stretching every day. And the other thing you want to make sure of is that you're taking a few minutes to warm up before the workout. It's the same way you don't want to jump into a stretching routine with cold muscles, you definitely don't want to jump into the workout with cold muscles, because again, warm muscles are more pliable. So it's much less likely that you're going to strain or pull something during the workout if you take just a couple of minutes to warm up your muscles first. It doesn't remove the risk entirely, so please, again, use your common sense and be safe. Listen to your body, mind your form, do not push your body into doing something that it's not ready to do. But warming up before the workout and stretching after the workout are really going to help you, not only with this workout today, not only with muscle soreness tomorrow, but moving forward. All right, I think that's it. Hopefully I have covered everything. So if you are ready to go ahead and start this workout, grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. Grab a strong, sturdy, stable chair if you need something for support. And then pause the video, go get dressed, and then meet me right back here. We're going to do a quick 5-minute warm up together, and then we'll get our reps done. All right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our little 5-minute warm up. So you're going to start by just letting your head fall towards one side, and place your hand on top of your head. You're not pulling your ear towards your shoulder. You're just resting your hand on top of your head, and you're letting gravity do the work of gently pulling your ear towards the shoulder, feeling the stretch on the other side of your neck. And now we're going to switch sides. So you're going to drop your head towards the other side and just let your ear kind of drop down towards that shoulder. Your hand is resting on top of your head, but not pulling on it. Feeling this nice gentle stretch in the side of your neck. Make sure you keep the shoulder down. Don't let your shoulder creep up. And now we're going to roll the neck. So I'm going to bring my head to the other shoulder again and just roll back and forth. And with each roll, I'm going to let my head start to get heavier and heavier. And I'm expanding my range of motion. I want to really start to loosen up my back. So I'm really sweeping the floor at this point. Head is heavy, and you're just kind of letting it fall in front of you. Now we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So just roll the shoulders, expanding the range of motion as far as you can. So shrug the shoulders as high up to the ears as you can. Really pinch those shoulder blades together in the back. You want to make the circles as big as you can. Now arms out to the side. We're going to do some arm circles. And again, we're starting small. And then as the interval progresses, we're making those circles bigger and bigger. Exploring our full range of motion until you're making the circles as big as you possibly can. Now step the feet wide and bend the knees, sweeping the arms down in front of you and then stretching your arms up overhead at the top. And with each squat, again, you're just going to expand your range of motion a little more, sinking deeper into that squat as your muscles warm up, sweeping the floor with your hands, and then stretching your hands above you at the top. Keep your feet wide apart, and we're just going to lunge side to side, adding the arms. So reaching across your body, imagine trying to throw your arm across the room. So you're really opening up those shoulders. Now step the feet in and just march in place. Again, we're going to start low, and then we're going to bring the knees higher and higher until you're driving your knees all the way up as high as you can towards your chest and feeling a little stretch in your glutes. Now we're going to do the same thing with a light jog. So start with the knees low, and then gradually, as the interval progresses, you can start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving them as high as you can. Now for our little booty kicks. So it's still a nice light jog, but you're bringing your heels up behind you, trying to tap your booty cheeks with your heels. Now for this next one, you might need to hold on to something for support. So if you need to hold on to a wall or a chair, you can do that. If not, you can have your hands on your hips. but you're just gonna swing one leg back and forth like this. Really starting to loosen up those hips a little bit. And now we're gonna switch sides. So you can start low, and then you can gradually increase your range of motion, kicking a leg in front, swinging it behind. Now you're gonna extend one foot in front of you and just draw a little circle on the floor with your big toe. You can start lifting up your leg, and then eventually you can drive the knee up in front of you and then kind of use your hand to guide that knee around. We're gonna repeat that on the other side. So extend one foot out in front. You can start by just drawing a little circle on the floor. Then gradually, you're lifting that leg higher and higher until finally, you're gonna drive the knee up in front of you and really make a nice big circle with that hip. Now, this is our last interval. I'm just pulling this chair over to demonstrate. We're gonna do a hamstring stretch. And the reason I'm using this chair to show you is that it just makes it a little bit easier to get into the stretch if you have a chair that you can use for support. Obviously, you don't want it to be a chair that's going to roll away from you. I'm just using this to demonstrate. If you want to sink a little bit deeper into the stretch, you can come down to the seat of the chair. If you don't need a chair, you don't have to use one. The point is that you're trying to avoid arching your back, or rounding your back, I should say. So you want to do that stretch with a flat back if you can, and using the chair just makes it easier to get into the stretch. But that's it. I always like to just finish up with a little hamstring stretch. That's our 5-minute warm-up. I've been having some issues lately with this hamstring, so I'm gonna take a couple more minutes to really make sure my hamstrings are nice and loose and ready to go, and then we'll start the workout. All right, so when you're ready, let's go ahead and begin the workout. We are starting with 4 static lunges with or without a jump. Remember that the leg that's in front is going to be the leg that's closest to the outside of the mat. So I'm going to begin by taking this foot that's towards the center of my mat and taking a step behind me, and then I'm going to lunge and jump. You can eliminate the jump if you want. 4 reps, okay? So as soon as you're ready, here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So step back, sink into that lunge, and then jump. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right into squats. So squat, oblique crunch. Switching sides with each rep. That's 2, 3, and 4. Push-ups. Lift one foot, push up, switch sides with each rep. So that's 2, 3, and 4. Roll over and come down for your leg lifts. So place your hands underneath your booty and then just lift and lower the legs. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Remember, abs, we have to do 8 reps of in a row. We're doing 8 reps of everything, but everything else is getting split up into 2 sets of 4. So now 4 more push-ups. Step the feet in and stand. 4 squats. So squat, oblique knee twist. 2, alternating sides with each rep. 3, and 4. Now outside leg in front. Step your inside foot back. Lunge and jump. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's round 1. So now staying right here, we're gonna start round 2 from this end of the mat. So another 4 reps of lunge jumps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Step the foot forward. 4 squats. 4 push-ups. Leg lifts. 8 reps. Continuing in this direction. 4 more push-ups. Step the feet in and stand. Squats. And finish up with lunges. Outside foot in front, inside foot steps back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's round 2. We have to do 3 more rounds. So if you need to pause and rest, pause and rest. I'm gonna zip it. Try to string together another 2 rounds as quickly as I can without sacrificing my form. When you're ready, here we go. Round 3. for static lunge jumps, for squats, for push-ups, reps of abs. Push, we're almost there. Final 4 push-ups. Final 4 squats. Final 4 lunges. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Move around. I tend to not do any kind of structured cool down. I like to just kind of pace for a minute or so. I think that's sufficient. The important thing is that you don't just collapse on your mat when you're done. I know it's hard, but you gotta just make yourself get up, move around a little, shake out the arms. Maybe stretch the shoulders. Quick tricep stretch. And just shake out the legs. You just want to keep moving. Keep the blood flowing kind of while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit. So that took me 9 minutes and 52 seconds. I would have liked to finish it in closer to 8 minutes, but it's under 10 minutes, so I'm happy with that. The important thing is that we got it done, okay? We've completed our 160 reps for today, but we are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do a beginner bonus burpee together, and I will walk you through how to do one. This is one option. There are a million different burpee variations out there. Some burpee variations include a push-up, many do not. So you do not have to include a push-up with your burpee if you don't want to, but I do my burpees with a push-up, so that's how I'm going to show you to do it, but you can always eliminate the push-up if you want. So for my beginners, let me walk you through how to do a beginner bonus burpee. You're going to start by standing in the middle of your mat. You're going to bend down and put your hands on the mat in front of you, and then you're going to step your feet back into a plank position. Now you can put your knees down for a push-up if you want. If not, you can eliminate the push-up. Then step your feet back in and stand. Come up onto your toes if you can, and if you want, you can add a little jump. If you are not a beginner and you want to do the push-up from your toes, let's go ahead and just do one final bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So when you're ready, here we go, final rep of the day. With that, the workout is now officially complete. Well done. Please remember to take a good 15-20 minutes at least to do some stretching. Right now, if you can, this is going to be the most effective and the most efficient time to do your stretching. If you don't have time to do it now, that's fine. You can do it later on in the day. Just remember that you will need to take a couple of minutes to warm your muscles back up before you jump into your stretching routine. I am going to do my stretching in about another 20 minutes because before I get to my stretching, I'm going to add on 20 minutes of moderate paced cardio with my jump rope. That is why I'm holding Rude Becca. Rude Becca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. And if you're wondering where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on that link, use coupon code RudeBecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. Every year when I do this challenge, I like to tack on an additional 20 or 30 minutes or more of moderate paced cardio after each workout because I'm looking to use this challenge to get myself back in shape. I need to lose weight. I want to improve my stamina. So the additional cardio is not required. It's not technically part of the challenge, but I do an additional 20 or 30 minutes or more of cardio, moderate paced cardio after every workout. So I just wanted to share that with you so that you know I'm doing it. And if you are also looking to use this challenge to get yourself in shape, to lose weight, to improve your stamina, then the additional cardio, it's not mandatory. It's not officially part of the challenge, but it is strongly recommended. It's just going to help accelerate that process for you of losing weight, getting in shape, getting stronger, improving your stamina. It doesn't have to be jump rope. This is always my go-to, 9 times out of 10. My additional cardio is jump rope. So I set my timer for 40 rounds of 10-second rest intervals and 20-second work intervals. That's 20 minutes. I put on some music and I just knock it out, 20 minutes. And then immediately after my cardio is finished, I hit the mat for my stretching routine, do about another 20-30 minutes of stretching, and then I'm done. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not when you think about it. I mean, the workouts are so short, and we're doing them right here in the living room. It's not like I have to get in the car and drive to the gym or something like that. If you add it all up, a 5-minute warm-up, this workout today took me about 10 minutes, so that's 15 minutes. All right, so then my 20 minutes of additional cardio, I'm at barely over half an hour. And then if I do 20-30 minute stretching routine, that's an hour out of my day, and think of the benefits. So for me, adding on the additional cardio and taking that extra time to stretch is well worth it, especially in the long run. You know, we're all getting older. I don't know anyone who's getting younger. So, you know, the older you get, your body changes, and it's just really important to think long-term about your health. So if you really take care to improve your stamina, improve your mobility and your flexibility now, making sure that you're doing everything you can to keep your heart and your lungs strong, that's not only going to help with longevity, but with your quality of life. I don't think anyone wants to live to be 100 if you're gonna be in pain and miserable all the time, but I would love to live to be 100 if I felt good and I could keep myself relatively pain-free and injury-free, and I could keep myself active and mobile. So if you think long-term, the investment of doing these reps to build strength and then adding on the extra cardio to improve your stamina and strengthen your heart and lungs, and then adding on the stretching routine to improve your flexibility and your mobility, it is so worth it in the long run to just take that extra 30 minutes to do your stretching every single day. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna be adding on an additional 20 minutes of interval jump rope before I do my stretching, but any type of moderate paced cardio you wanna do is fine if you wanna do it. And I know you may not have time to do the additional cardio after every single workout, but even if you can find 2 or 3 days a week to sneak in a quick cardio section, it doesn't have to be more than 20 or 30 minutes, but I really think that it's gonna be beneficial for you in the long run. It is going to help accelerate the process of fat loss or getting in shape, whatever you're trying to accomplish with this challenge. And it's just going to help you meet your goals a lot faster, which is encouraging, which makes you want to keep going, and then it can just kind of snowball from there. So I know it's easy to just get caught up in short-term thinking, and it might not seem worth it to set aside an extra 20 or 30 minutes for the additional cardio, But if you think that way, then you're not going to progress and things aren't going to change. If you make that paradigm shift and put in the effort now, 2 to 3 cardio sessions a week, you're going to start seeing results faster, and it's just going to get you off on the right track. And then eventually you are really going to see those results that you wanted. You're going to see your body composition change. You're going to feel yourself get stronger. You're going to notice the change in your stamina. You're going to notice that it's easier to move and that you don't have as many aches and pains. So I really hope that you will consider adding on the additional cardio. The stretching is a must. You have to stretch, okay? That's more important than the cardio. But 20 minutes of additional cardio with my jump rope is what I'm doing today. So if you have a jump rope, grab it. If you don't have a jump rope, click on the link in the description box down below the video and use coupon code RUDEBECCA to save yourself 10% on a beautiful new jump rope. Put on some music and just knock it out, 20 minutes, okay? If you don't have a jump rope, but you do have an elliptical or a Stairmaster or an exercise bike, anything like that, hop on one of those for 30 minutes. If not, go for a run, okay, around your neighborhood, or maybe if you have access to the field at your local high school, you could run around the track. You could also do up and down the bleachers at the field. Or if you have steps in your home, up and down the stairs in your home, your apartment complex, or if there's a park or a hiking trail or a beach close by that has steps, you could do up and down the stairs, steps there. Why are they not called, they're called stairs in your home, but out in the wild, they're called steps. Like, if you do have a hiking trail that has steps, no one would call them stairs, right? Why is that? Anyway, these are the kinds of things that you can mull over while you're doing your additional cardio, all right? If there's a dirt track, there's a park by me that has a dirt track. A lot of people jog around there. When I do have more time, I love to go hiking. So if you live close to hiking trails, that is a great option as well. If you have access to a pool, you can go swimming. You can work on your heavy bag if you have access to one at home or at your gym, okay? Any kind of cardio that you want to do is fine, but just to kind of get your heart rate up a little bit and sustain that for at least a good 20 or 30 minutes. It's really just going to make the rest of the challenge easier for you, and I think you're going to be a lot happier with your results at the end of the challenge if you do that. But that is officially a wrap on day 9 of this challenge. Well done. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. You guys, I was so excited yesterday because I finally hit 500 subscribers, and then this morning somebody had unsubscribed and I'm back down to 499. So that was a little bit of a womp womp, but I'm very, very, very grateful for all 499 of you. So thank you, of course, to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. But whether you've been subscribed for 10 years or one day, please know that I appreciate you all so very, very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format of today's workout, I know this one was a little bit different. It might be a little tricky, a little bit hard to keep track of. So if you're having any trouble with that, I'm right here to help. If you have questions about the exercises, any doubts about how to do them with the correct form, or if you need any further help with beginner modifications, I'm right here. So please just ask. I'm not only here doing the challenge with you, working out with you every single day, but I'm also here to help you. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you need help. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all right back here tomorrow for day 10. Bye.